Good afternoon and welcome to the Manawan Aberdeen Middle School Class of 2020 Virtual Promotion Ceremony. Before we honor the MAMS Class of 2020, I would like to take this opportunity to recognize the many stakeholders of the Manawan Aberdeen Regional School District that have played a part in your educational journey. President of the Board of Education, Ms. Allison Friedman. Vice President of the Board of Education, Ms. Randy Moore. Board of Education members, Ms. Annette Ascoli, Mr. Kevin Ahern, Mr. Weymouth Brittenham, Ms. Tara Martinez, Mr. John Montone, Ms. Kizzy Osborne, and Ms. Shari Whalen. Township of Aberdeen Mayor, Mr. Fred Tagliarini, and the members of the Aberdeen Township Council. Borough of Manawan Mayor, Mr. Joseph Altamonte, and members of the Borough of Manawan Council. Aberdeen Chief of Police, Mr. Rick Darohilo, and Manawan Chief of Police, Mr. Thomas Falco. Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Joseph Micah. Assistant Superintendent of Special Services, Ms. Nolita Perez. Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum and Instruction, Mr. John Bombardier. Director of Curriculum and Instruction for grades 6 through 12, Dr. Elford Rawls-Dill. Director of Curriculum and Instruction for pre-K through 5, Ms. Mona Tobia. Director of Personnel, Mr. Michael Liebman, and School Business Administrator and Board Secretary, Mr. Alex Ferrara. I'd also like to thank my two administrators at MAMS, Mr. Richard Abrahamson and Ms. Tynesha Douglas. Thank you all for your guidance and support during these unprecedented and challenging times. It is greatly appreciated. At this time, please join me in welcoming the Manawan Aberdeen Middle School Class of 2020. Please welcome Colin Petrogani, Student Council President, to the podium as he leads us in a salute to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing as Jake Frappier leads us in the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Parents, guardians, friends and families, and of course, the members of the Manawan Aberdeen Middle School Class of 2020. Thank you for joining us here today as we gather to celebrate 3 years of hard work, sacrifice, and dedication that have brought you to this day. Graduates, This should be nothing short of the proudest moments of your lives thus far. Before I turn it over to your student council president, I wanted to take this opportunity to simply say thank you. Thank you to the MAMS class of 2020 for joining me in this challenging but exciting journey. What you have accomplished over the last few months is nothing less than extraordinary. Thank you to the parents and guardians for your unwavering guidance and support, especially during these last few months. And thank you to all the teachers, instructional assistants, counselors, and support staff that have provided you with a quality education filled with challenges, opportunities, and encouragement. I'm not going to lie, this has been the craziest years of my educational career. And for that, you, the MAMS class of 2020, will always have a special place in my heart. I know that this is not how you envision your 8th grade year to end, but you have risen to the challenge. You have taken on a new way of learning, and for that, I can truly say you are future ready. At this time, please welcome back our Student Council President, Colin Petrogani, to the podium as we begin your 8th grade promotion ceremony.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our virtual 2019-2020 Madawan Aberdeen Middle School graduation ceremony. My name is Colin Petrogani, and I speak before you on our graduation day, concluding this academic year as your Madawan Aberdeen Middle School Student Council President. I'm extremely honored to be speaking during this momentous occasion. I would like to recognize the Board of Education, Central Office leaders, the Madawan Aberdeen Middle School staff and administration, Mr. Wells, Ms. Douglas, Mr. Abrahamson, parents and families, peers, and everyone watching at this time. Thank you for all of your cooperation, kindness, and support during these past 3 years. Our time during middle school has been fantastic. When we first entered middle school, I think it's safe to say we were all pretty nervous. But through the guidance of our teachers and peers, we made it all the way to this point, our graduation day. We all learned so much academically, and equally as important, we also learned a lot about ourselves. Think of it this way. When you arrived on the doorsteps of MAMS back in 2017, we were much smaller than we are today, both emotionally and physically. As we grow older, we figured out what our hobbies are, who our friends are, what our individual strengths are, what we value, and now where we're going next. We accomplished a lot during this year as 8th graders, possibly more than any 8th grade class before us. After enjoying our time together during the first 2 marking periods of our final chapter at MAMS, suddenly everything changed. No other 8th grade class before us can say they've experienced what we've succeeded through. This school year has been the most unique one yet, and we, along with the graduating Madawan Regional High School seniors, are feeling our time spent apart from one another, at home the most. We're the first group of graduates to leave school one day, not realizing we wouldn't see each other as one large group again. But we're also the first group of graduates to succeed despite this. We're the first group of graduates to know what virtual learning really means, and we're the first group of graduates to find a way to connect despite the disconnection. While virtual learning may be the thing that stands out most from 8th grade right now, we must remember the innumerable amount of tremendous tasks we've accomplished before the change in our lives. As Student Council President, I can say with certainty that our graduating class made sure we helped those in need. For example, during our November food drive, we made sure to raise awareness and make donations for cancer research. We made sure to be charitable and to raise each other's spirits whenever we could, whether it be through a spirit day itself or simply by saying hello to someone looking down the hallway. On March 12th, we unknowingly said our goodbyes, but luckily for us, it's not over. We still have an amazing 4 years left to unite, to come back stronger than ever, and to do our best to continue finding ourselves individually and collectively as we head into high school. We must remember that we still have 4 years to go. We'll be back. Whether we're going to Madawan Regional, Red Bank Catholic, St. John's, or somewhere else, we'll always have each other's back. Some of us have already figured out what we hope our life paths will come to be, and some of us haven't. And that's okay. I just want you to remember, though, that it's okay to take risks, to take a chance. In fact, I encourage this. As we graduate MAMS, we embark on a new chapter, a fresh start. After graduation, if you put forth all your effort, anything is possible for you. Anything. I like to look at our future as the layout of a roller coaster. On your way to the top, it's smooth sailing. But once you get into the peak of the ride, things can be unpredictable, in good and bad ways. But if you can find a way to enjoy it, you'll have fun and appreciate the ride all the way through. Remember that when you get on a roller coaster, you don't look forward to the ride's conclusion. You want to enjoy all the ups and downs. So when you're out there in life taking new risks, don't just look towards meeting your end goal. Remember to enjoy the entire path, the entire process, the ups and downs. At this time, I'd like to introduce my classmate and our president of the National Junior Honor Society, Esther Fosu, to provide us with some reflections on our experiences here at Madawan Aberdeen Middle School. Thank you.
After 3 years, we did it. We got through middle school. I'm so glad that I have the opportunity to speak to all of you today. So many of us will look at this as the end of the story, rather than the end of a chapter. But before we go on and turn the page, let's look back at everything that's brought us to this point. Because in this case, it's not about how far you'll go. Rather, it's about how far you've come. 1,095 days ago, we walked into Matawan Aberdeen Middle School, and I can assure you, we're not the same people walking out. And that's because everyone's story was different, everyone's experience unique to them, and yet we're all so similar. It's because, in a way, we were all always in this together. Whether it was waiting in excitement at Six Flags while the judges announced their final decisions, or waiting on a bus to go to the UN, meeting up with a friend to work on a project, or inviting someone new to sit at your table, drumming along on a bus to Dorney Park, or waiting outside for the front doors to open. One thing we have in common is we started it together. We came in here in 6th grade, eyes wide open, ready to experience and achieve amazing things. We entered 7th grade, finally over the excitement of being in middle school and really getting into the swing of things. And of course, 8th grade year, the finale, or really the climax of this chapter in our lives. The year we've all been dreaming about since we started middle school. But I don't think any of us could ever imagine it ending this way. Sitting down to write this speech, I realized just how unusual the situation we're in is. I also realized that we have a unique opportunity to make and experience new things, and to show just how much we've learned. We've shown citizenship by being there for one another and helping others adjust to the situation. We've demonstrated leadership by taking charge and staying positive through social media and participating in virtual events. We've expanded our scholarship by continuing to learn and grow on an online-based platform. We've gone above and beyond on assignments and kept up with our grades. We've proven we can serve our community by striving to give back to it. And finally, we've strengthened our character by being able to adapt to changes. We haven't backed down or given up. Instead, we face these challenges head on. And it's not in spite of these challenges, but because of them, that we've become the people we are today. Ready to face any challenge, and whatever should come next, our time at MAMS has prepared us to succeed. We've gone through adversity and come out on top each time. And we have our MAMS family to thank for that. Our teachers, administrators, aides, and parents that have helped us along the way. It's comforting to know that we'll always have a home at MAMS, because we know, once a Husky, always a Husky.
Thank you, Colin and Esther. At this time, please welcome Assistant Superintendents, Mr. John Bombardier and Ms. Nolita Perez, for a message to the class of 2020.
Good afternoon. I have the distinct pleasure of welcoming you to Matawan Aberdeen Middle School's 2020 virtual promotion ceremony. It is my honor to be part of this special occasion. As we think back to the beginning of this school year, none of us could have imagined the unique situation and challenges that we would be facing today in this unprecedented time. Resiliency and perseverance. These are just two of the characteristics that each of our 8th graders seated here today have embodied this past school year, and particularly in the past few months. Each of you has faced new challenges head on and with an eye toward the future, knowing in your heart that this global health pandemic is only temporary, and with unyielding commitment and support of your parents, teachers, and administrators, you have excelled in spite of these many obstacles that have been placed in your path to success. The success of the academic programs at Matawan Aberdeen Middle School have thoroughly prepared each of you for your transition to high school. You will enjoy a wide array of top-notch academic, elective, and extracurricular course offerings, along with leadership and community service opportunities that are integrated with academic counseling and support services. Whether your passion is STEM, business, humanities, dancing, or singing, there is an academy, club, or program at Matawan Regional High School that is waiting for you. Over the past several years, our district has been guided by a comprehensive strategic plan that outlines our goals and objectives for continually driving our schools forward. Goals include increasing student achievement, enhancing authentic educational experiences, and promoting rigorous and diverse coursework and learning opportunities that align to the interests and personal passions of our student body. Our district's focus and commitment to promoting and supporting equity, access, and inclusiveness for all saturate all areas of the curriculum, and we remain committed to exploring new and innovative practices to ensure every student is equipped for success, regardless of their gender, ethnicity, background, beliefs, or socioeconomic status. We are confident that the next 4 years will prepare you for college, career, and beyond, while igniting and cultivating your personal passions and love of learning. Milestones such as today's 8th grade promotion ceremony provide an opportunity for you to reflect, learn, and grow. We ask that you think about who you are and the person you want to be. We ask that you think about what you are passionate about and how can you have a positive effect on those around you. Find your why, set your goals, develop a plan, and do the work. And remember, you have many people standing ready to support you along the way. And while there may be obstacles, use these situations as learning opportunities and try not to make the same mistake twice. During the next 4 years and well beyond, you will be in situations and environments that will test the true measure of your character. We challenge you to meet and interact with people outside of your circle because you never know which connection will lead you to a new and unexpected place in your life. Remember, differences are what make us each unique and special. Tolerance, acceptance, and inclusivity are important qualities to remember. Not everyone we meet, work with, or learn from will look, talk, or act like you. But remember, remain open, respectful, and free of judgment. This is what qualities are all about. It is our individual differences that make our school district a safe place for teaching and learning and a culturally diverse environment where we can learn from each other, particularly those who may not be like us. I urge you to build bonds grounded in respect, trust, acceptance, and tolerance. Although change can sometimes be scary, we encourage you to embark on your high school career with excitement, curiosity, and a mind to the future. I challenge you to move out of your comfort zone and tackle new and unfamiliar situations with vigor and zest, keeping an open mind to the possibilities, even if you think you have it all figured out. I encourage each of you to remain in the moment when it matters most. Laugh often and scoop up every ounce of fun and education in your path over the next 4 years. In closing, I want to leave you with a quote from Maya Angelou that has always resonated with me both personally and professionally. At the end of the day, people won't remember what you said or did. They will remember how you made them feel. Thank you and congratulations and best of luck, Matawan Aberdeen Middle School Class of 2020. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. I want to thank the MAMS administration for allowing me the opportunity to say a few words to the graduating class of the Matawan Aberdeen Middle School, the Class of 2020. First of all, I want to do a shout out and a thank you to the parents and family members. You did it. Because of your support, patience, and love, your child has successfully made it through middle school. And now get ready for the next 4 years of high school. It will be, for sure, a blast and a ride. Students, I want to congratulate each of you and leave you with a few things to remember today. Always remember, with each challenge you face comes great opportunities to be better tomorrow, whether it's acing your next test, or making the team, joining a club, or making a new friend. And rely on those special people who have helped you along the way. They love you and will always be there for you. Continue to work hard academically, and more importantly, continue to focus on what you want. You are the driver and you choose the path. Choose the right path, make the right choices. Have faith, stay strong, and grounded in what you believe as you enter this journey of high school, especially now more than ever during these challenging times. You are our community's future. Please don't forget that, because we need you. Lastly, while this celebration may be different and definitely one that we will never forget and one we never expected, know that you made history. Each one of you have had a different experience. Some of you, unfortunately, may have experienced great sadness, while others it may not have affected at all. Either experience, you have created memories that will last a lifetime. Some of those special memories may be it was even binge watching Tiger King, Outer Banks, celebrating birthdays on Zoom calls, and we, of course, cannot forget the enormous amount of meetings, Google meetings, with our wonderful, wonderful MAMS staff. Here's what I want you to know. You're our class to remember for years to come. What has happened over the last few months has made you more resilient and stronger to be better not only today, but tomorrow and the days ahead. Make the next 4 years at high school be one to remember. Make your mark in your school and in your community. Stay strong, class of 2020. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Perez and Mr. Bombardier. At this time, I'd like to honor and recognize students in the MAMS class of 2020 for their academic excellence. Though we all know that students are capable of outstanding achievement, the following groups of students deserve special recognition for placing themselves in a class that distinguishes them from the rest of their peers. The National Junior Honor Society. These 43 students have demonstrated excellence in the areas of scholarship, leadership, character, and citizenship. They have been active members of both their school and community while maintaining a weighted grade point average of 3.8 or higher. Please join me as we honor this group with a round of applause. I would now like to recognize the recipients of the President's Award for Academic Excellence. This award recognizes the top 30 students in the MAMS class of 2020 who have earned the prestigious distinction of academic excellence for earning the highest weighted grade point average at Matawan Aberdeen Middle School. This is quite an accomplishment, and students will be presented with their certificates signed by the President of the United States. Please join me as we honor these students with a round of applause. The next award will be presented to this year's salutatorian, the student with the second highest grade point average in the MAMS class of 2020. During her 3-year career at Matawan Aberdeen Middle School, Gabrielle Ali has amassed a 4.480 weighted grade point average. Gabby has been an active member of the MAMS community, serving on numerous clubs and activities, and she will be attending Biotechnology High School in the fall, a dream she says she has had since the 5th grade. Please join me in congratulating this year's salutatorian, Miss Gabrielle Ali. Our final academic award this afternoon will be the valedictorian. This award is given to the student with the highest weighted grade point average out of the 332 students of the MAMS class of 2020. Jack Sassa has amassed a 4.533 weighted grade point average during his years at MAMS. Jack was a 2-sport athlete and the recipient of the Maroon and Steel Award for cross country. Additionally, Jack is an active member of our National Junior Honor Society and serves as a tutor in our academic assistance program. The hard work and dedication that Jack has put forth should serve as a model for us all. Jack will be attending the STEM Academy at Matawan Regional High School in the fall. Please join me in congratulating this year's valedictorian, Mr. Jack Sassa.
Good afternoon, class of 2024. I am truly honored to receive this award and cannot thank my teachers and classmates enough. Before I start, I would like to congratulate everyone on making it here today, especially with the way we've been learning the past few months. I know it has not been easy. With everything that is going on in the world right now, we have all been so resilient. For myself, and I'm sure for most of you, staying focused and motivated to complete assignments during virtual learning was the biggest challenge. This made me realize how important teachers are to us. When we are in the classroom, they do an excellent job of keeping us on task, and that became very noticeable once we started learning from home. On that note, I would like to thank all the teachers for being flexible, understanding, and always willing to help during this time. Even though our circumstances were unprecedented, you all figured out a way to be there for us. And we can't forget our parents who also supported us through this challenging time. Now, today is an important day because it marks the ending of one chapter and the start of a new one in our lives. Before we know it, we'll be through high school and off to college. But before we look ahead to our future, let's reflect on our past. Many of us started out together in kindergarten, trying to remember our ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, and perhaps hardest of all, just trying to sit still. As elementary school progressed, we learned how to add and subtract those numbers and started putting letters together to spell actual words. Then things really picked up. We were on to multiplication and division, reading full books, and even writing paragraphs. Moving on to Lloyd Road, we gained even more momentum, writing essays, plotting graphs, and who could forget our first park test? Once we graduated Lloyd Road, MAMS became a whole new experience. Between imagining what it would be like to switch classes throughout the day, along with worrying about navigating the overpacked hallways, I, as well as many of my classmates I am sure, initially had mixed feelings about middle school. As time went on though, we adjusted to our new environment, an environment that we all began to grow and thrive in. The schedule of switching classes led to new friendships and made the learning experience much more enjoyable. Events like Battle of the Classes and the Hunger Games kept us engaged in our school spirit, and just the overall atmosphere of the school made an enjoyable place to come to every day. However, during our time at the middle school, we've also learned things that weren't related to academics, such as having better social skills and being more responsible. But although these were important, our best memories from middle school are made up of the small things. For me, the scariest part of 6th grade was learning how to use a locker. In 7th grade, I learned that I could procrastinate until the last minute and still complete a project. And this year, I learned to walk fast enough to get from Italian on the far side of the 7th grade wing to my locker by the art room, and then around the corner and down the stairs to science in just 4 minutes. In addition, many of us also have memories that were made outside of MAM's 4 walls. For me, as well as many of you, athletics were a major part of my middle school experience. For others, clubs and activities played a significant role in their time at MAMS. In that regard, I would also like to thank the teachers who put in the extra time to be coaches and advisors. Whether it was stealing a base, scoring a goal, or even taking a bow at the end of the spring musical, these middle school highlights have helped shape the people we've become. The relationships we have built with others have led to friendships that we have today. I would like to share with you 2 important lessons I have learned as an athlete. 1 is to always try your best, and 2 is to not put too much pressure on yourself. I learned that even when I lost the game, as long as I tried my best, I was satisfied knowing that I did all I could. This outlook especially helped me when I applied to High Technology High School. Just a few months ago, I took their entry exam and thought I was well prepared. A month later, I found out that I was not accepted to go there. Of course, I was bummed that I was denied, but it didn't hurt as bad as I thought it would because I knew that I had tried to the best of my ability to do well. Although success did not come this time for me, I can promise you that if you try your best and keep stepping up to the plate, eventually you will hit one out of the park. In sports, there were some times where I put so much pressure on myself to succeed that it took the fun out of the game. So, when it comes to high school, or really anything in life, my advice to you is to take pride in everything you do by putting forth your best effort and to not stress over things too much. Now that we've reached the end of middle school, we're soaring. It's time to look ahead to our future. Each and every one of you has come a long way, and I know that you will continue to persevere. The best years of our lives are ahead of us, and I can't wait to see the amazing things you all do. Keep flying high and have a great summer.
Thank you, Jack. How about one more round of applause for Ms. Gabrielle Ali and Mr. Jack Sassa. I would now like to welcome 2 dedicated members of the MAMS family to the podium to recognize 2 very deserving students for the Citizenship Award in the MAMS class of 2020. Representing the Bees are 2019 Teacher of the Year, Miss Helen Biebel, and representing the Ducks, 8th grade language arts teacher, Miss Kerry Maltese.
The Citizenship Award is given to an outstanding student who displays the following attributes: participates in school community service, shows a positive attitude towards classmates, school, and community, displays an understanding and appreciation of civic responsibility, possesses strength of character and the courage to do what is right, promotes citizenship within their school and community through any activity. We are happy to present Esther Vasu with the Citizenship Award for the 8B team.
Congratulations to Esther, and using the same criteria outlined by Mrs. Beeble, the 8th grade Ducks would like to present the Citizenship Award to Catherine Brown.
Thank you. At this time, please sit back and enjoy as Jalissa Green, Ryan Healy, Tyler Correa, and Jack Yonkowski, members of the 8th grade chorus, perform a beautiful virtual rendition of Just Believe.
Like a drum, I'll never rest till the victory's won, and it's alright, it's alright. Light 'em up and I'll take 'em down. I feel the rush at the speed of sound. I'll find a way to make all my dreams come true, to let all the light shine through, so I can be everything I know that I can be. Strength inside, watch me fly, find the best in me. Well, it's in a time, I open my mind and just believe, and it could all come down to this very moment, this very moment. When I leave the ground, you can watch me spread my wings and fly away. Find all the strength inside, baby, just watch me fly. Oh, find the best in me. Oh, isn't it time I open my mind and just believe, 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 just believe.
Will the candidates for the Madawan Aberdeen Middle School promotional diploma please rise? Board of Education President Friedman, Superintendent Micah. I am honored to present to you the Madawan Aberdeen Middle School Class of 2020. I hereby certify that those students standing before you have fulfilled both state and local requirements for middle school promotion. I respectfully request that at the conclusion of our ceremony, the honorable members of the Board of Education bestow upon these graduates the diploma of the Madawan Aberdeen Middle School. Graduates, I am honored to stand before you today as your principal. I ask of you but one thing as you leave here today: make us proud. I wish each of you much success in the future that stands before you. While we may all go our separate ways, you will always be a Husky. And as a good friend of mine once said, it's always a great day to be a Husky. Thank you. The calling of the names today will be performed by Assistant Principals Mr. Richard Abrahamson and Ms. Tynesha Douglas.
Yasin Abdallah, Sandra Abdelmak, Melanie Abawarna, Angelina Affronte, Adam Algendi, Gabrielle Ali, Diary Alston, Brianna Amador, Luke Anderson, Aiden Anthony, Angel Applegate, Caleb Apreku, Riley Aversa, Alexandria Aversano, Zulaini Ayala Rivera, Tiana Baker, Anna Boldasar, Eva Marie Barreto, Alexandria Bastaros, Andrew Battapaglia, Thomas Becker, Jamie Bello, Jared Berg, Peter Bedios, Angelina Angiovanni, Mia Monsignor, Morgan Batute, Emma Boyce, Luciella Bravo, Juan Briseno, Dylan Remersky, Catherine Brown, Natalie Brown, Madeline Bruno, Jasmine Bryant, Guy Buckle, Nicholas Bazinski, Christopher Burseth, Elizabeth Butler, Madison Bird Rice, Miles Bird Rice, Logan Camano, Maverick Cacase, Sienna Cacase, Sophia Nuriz Camarano, Emily Camarata, Ava Tamayo, Alexandria Camputero, Brianna Camputero, Elif Janan, Giancarlo Cardona, Faith Carhuff, Juan Carmona, Cadence Carter, Salvatore Casano, Jamir Cawley, Adriana Siciliano,
Lucia Chance, Melanie Chanderdat, Colin Chechel, Justin Chen, Audrey Hodkevich, Colin Clare, Damian Claudy, John Clifton, Kimberly Kadaspati, Matthew Cole, Christina Collins, Owen Conroy, Christopher Considine, Cameron Cooper, Shane Corbett, Tyler Correa, Matthew Crovo, Maya Nicole Cruz, Gianna Maria D'Angelo, Alexis Janine DeSillo, Tyler David, Kiarlis Del Valle, Marisol De Leon, Lucas Delfino, Jaquil Dennis, Jeremiah Dennis, Megan Devaney, Kendall DeLeva, Liliana De Palma, Michael DiPietro, Angelina Donahue, Daniel Dowd, Alexandria Durant, Mark Duche, London Ellis, Jason Ellis, Minna El Shazli, Gianna Emma, Julian Facchini, Brandon Falco, Sajay Ferran, Giovanni Finacharo, Peyton Foranoche, Vincent Foranoche, Esther Fosu, Brianna Fountain, Jerome Francilion Brown, Jake Frappier, Carissa Frederick, Amber French, Eric Friedman, Ethan Frimmer, Juliana Fry, Zofia Fuhr, Brian Charles Gagneron, Christopher Galasso, Maria Chiara Gambino, Taylor Garand, Perla Garcia, Amira Gaylord, Andrew Gendy, Gabriella Geraci, Jeremiah Gershner, Adil Chanbalaj, Sienna Gomez, Elizabeth Graham, Jalissa Green, Hunter Green, Isabella Grigorov, Jasmine Grinberg, Ava Guadagno, Eden Habib, Khadijah Hall, Sydney Hamilton, Isaiah Hanna, Kieran Harris, Sean Hart, Layla Hassan, Thomas Haystreet, Ryan Healy, Brianna Hagan, Christopher Height, Chase Henriksen, Kyra Herbert, Ariana Hernandez, Emily Hernandez Rojas, Allison Hiley, Miguel Hill, Kira Huggins, Aiden Hunt, Lauren Hines, Leanna Ishmael, Emily Jones, Georgia Jones, Kevin Jordan, Nicole Kaplan, Ryan Key, Nicholas Kerr, Maria Kayenko, Ibrahim Khalid Ramadan, Akib Khan, Maya King, Abigail Clamp, Jacqueline Cobstead, Matthew Korobko, Mark Kovach, Delana Crayer, Guinevere LaCourte, Marissa Lahens, Noelle Lang, Tiffany Miley, Robert Lee, Maxim Lerman, Aiden Lorenzo, Jenna Lombardo, Shiloh Long, David Lopez Cruz, Charlie Lopez Dominguez, Rocco Laporto, Andrew Lorig, Aiden Lugo,
Jack Mallet, Aubrey Marcus, George Maripin, Tari Marsh, Lola Martino, Hannah Masiorski, Melina Maza, Jake Mazurel, Carrie-Ann McCarthy, Emily McConnon, Anthony McMahon, Devin McNerney, Andrew Meek, Justin Mendez, Nico Milano, Emily Mills, Keith McKella, Naomi Morales, Nicholas Moran, Anthony Moscato, Alexis Mount, Joseph Maluski, Aiden Malarkey, Eric Muzio, Owen Nappy, Alexi Newmoff, Charlie Nevlin, Maxwell Nevlin, Cordelia Ing Christopher, Ryan Nee. Damian Niles. Christopher O'Connor. Abigail O'Sullivan. Truth Ortiz. Lucille Osborne. Ayomidi Ocean. Noah Pagan. Ella Pasculi. Victor Paz. Shannon Pekarovich. Jaden Peleas Rojas. Christopher Percadani. Jaden Percadani. Brianna Perez. Colin Petrignani. Frank Pinko. Ella Pitts. Ava Pons. Donald Popowich. Zoria Postel. Sean Croce. Natalie Queenan. Andrew Quintanilla. Ariel Quintanilla. Jasmine Ramirez. Nora Marie Ramirez. Xavier Ramos. Jordan Reamer. Thomas Ricci. Emma Rico. Ariana Riveros. Jordan Rodriguez. Magali Rodriguez Herrera. Mason Romu. Dylan Roof. Joshua Roperto. Javion Rosas. Ryan Ross. Scott Rouse. Tyler Ruiz. Jemai Rush. Isabella Russo. Ali Salam Demir. Wahid Saeed. Molly Sikowski. Marielle Salib. Ramos Sanchez. Brianna Sanders. Noah Santiago. Emmanuel Santos. Antonios Saralekos. Jack Sassa. Nina Sassa. Vito Scarpa. Ava Shafano. Amelia Schoner. Jonathan Scorzelli. Alexandria Scott. Tiffany Cedar. Jack Segala. Kate Selby. Emma Serpi. Jaretzi Serrano. Jezra Sebelino. Jordan Shaw. Miles Shepard. Connor Signorelli. Kemi Sinclair. Michael Sirota. Melody Smitkowski. Hunter Smith. Keyshawn Solanki. Diego Soriano. Brian Soriano Hernandez. Mariama So, Elijah Spence, Kiera Stanky, Marissa Stanzione, Joseph Statuto, Justin Stavina, Ava Steele, Kaylee Steele, Isabella Stetz, Tiana Stevens, Ryan Stevenson, Vanessa Stoffel, Sonali Subramanya, Serenity Sutton Ospina, Susanna Swindell, Keyshawn Sylvester, Alexander Tadros, Gavin Tay, Talana Taylor, Elena Tereshkovich, Kasim Thomas, Jaden Tochi, Filipos Tampas, Natalia Trito, Lars Updale, Pranav Bagela, Jack Valley, Anika Valverde, Avijit Bangavetti, Shravani Vedagri, Gentiana Vilu, Michael Bernoy, Kayla Barastro, Alexandra Berzis, Kaliani Victoriano, Brianna Walling, Devin Weckerman, Isabella Weidler, Ella Welton, Isla Wendell, Christian Williams, Brianna Wilson, Marina Wilson, Inbal Yamin, Jack Yunkowski, Daphne Zakarzuski, Christopher Zazula, Grace Zwerko, Jack Zwerko,
President Friedman, members of the Manawan Aberdeen Regional School District Board of Education, and Superintendent Micah, I present to you the Manawan Aberdeen Middle School Class of 2020.
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, ooh, yeah. tossing and you're turning and you just can't fall asleep, I'll sing a song beside you. And if you ever forget how much you really mean to me, every day I will remind you. Oh, find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, yeah, yeah. You'll always have my shoulder when you cry. I'll never let go, never say goodbye. You know you can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh.
Hope when you take that jump, you don't feel the fall. Hope when the water rises, you build a wall. Hope when the crowd screams out, you're screaming your name. Hope if everybody runs, you choose to stay. Hope that you fall in love and it hurts so bad. Hey, the only way you can know, you give it all you had. And I hope that you don't suffer, but take the pain. Hope when the moment comes, you'll say, I did it all. I did it all. I owned every second that this world could give. I saw so many places, the things that I did. Yeah, with every broken bone, I swear I lived. Hope that you spend your days, but they all add up. And when that sun goes down, hope you raise your cup. Oh, I wish that I could witness all your joy and all your pain. But until my moment comes, I'll say, another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos of memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.